XP Pro Eyewear. I'm Jack Stroyer4, joined by the wonderful Mads Bear. How are we doing today?
Yeah, good to be back.
Yeah.
First game of the Valorant tournament. 10 a.m. on the Friday.
Yeah. Teams all rocked up yesterday. They've had time to set up, have some warm-up time. Try not to, get too tired from yesterday. Yeah. Have a good night's sleep and then be ready for the games today because it's a long day today.
It is definitely. I mean, there's a lot of group stage games today, and I believe we also have one playoffs game as well today in the evening. So it's going to be a long day, especially if you're making it through to those playoffs. But everyone's here for a reason, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, yes, if we get to playoffs, we have to play an extra game. That means it's like a 10-game day. But, you want to get there. You want to be able to get on to the next day, get to those BO3s, have a chance to actually prove yourself because, we speak about it all the time. BO1s, they're great. Yeah. You get lots of games, lots of quick, but you don't necessarily get to show your full pool.
Yeah, definitely. And then talking about BO1s, it's the thing with maps, right?
Yeah.
How do you decide? I mean, we're seeing a lot of Haven recently in terms of in best of threes, which I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of today as well. You've got stuff like Bind, Corrode, even Split as well. Has been played, probably maybe not for best ones, but it has been in that pool recently as a more preferred map. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we've got.
Yeah, 100%. And we're going to be covering the first game, which we will be covering Lost Puppies versus WUKA.
Yes.
Now we've had a little look at the teams on these ones, and it's some interesting stacks.
Yes. So WUKA is a very well-known. Well, I say they come to LAN pretty often over the last couple of years. They tend to say they're here for more fun and a few drinks than anything. They are seed 14 currently, so out of 17.
Yeah.
So going against Lost Puppies, who are seed 4.
Yeah, and I mean for WUKA, it's the previous Breach ult. That team,
Cloval.
They came last LAN. I believe they got knocked out in groups. They got close, I think, in the end, but didn't end up getting through.
Yeah.
They had some close games. But they have dropped Nebula and picked up a new player, so that will be added to the roster. And then on the other side, I mean, Lost Puppies have got some great names, even if they haven't necessarily played on LAN.
Yeah, we've got Kai, played on Heavener. We've got Cass and Kendo, who played for Control last time. Chazza, a very well-known name in the UK scene.
But first time at EPIC.
First time EPIC player.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. So it is going to be some very, very good games. But there are some good players on the other side. When we see JWB, Steny, they're both very well known. Their Twitter stuff as well that they love to go on about. But I think it's going to be a good game. I
think the thing is, when you look at the WUKA side, you just know the vibes are going to be high.
That's the thing.
They could be down like 12-0, and I guarantee they're still shouting at any kill they get. Like, they're having fun with it. It's on LAN. You have the advantage of you're in person. You can, be a bit louder. You can try and psych the other team out. And I think they will be one that will lean into that. Yeah,
definitely. And I think sometimes that could actually get them far as well. Like, they have that synergy. They're just here to have fun. There's not going to be any, negative, teammates and things like that kind of get them down after, a bad eco or whatever, stuff like that. So it should be good.
Yeah, and I mean, looking back at the Lost Puppy side, I mean, we talked about Chazza already a bit. Chazza was kind of a player that, got spoken about a lot for a while and then finally got proven on LAN because, there were some allegations thrown around, is this guy legit?
That's the thing. Very, very, young, very good player.
Yeah.
And you've gone, hold on a minute.
Something doesn't add up.
But no, ended up playing on LAN back into the early sides of 2025 and ended up proving everyone wrong. So, yeah.
Won a nice grand finals on LAN, proved himself. And, I remember seeing after that, everyone was like, see, guys, he's legit. It's all good. And now he's back on LAN. And, I mean, if he did that well last time on LAN, he's, got the nerves out a bit. And in a young player, that's especially important. So you come along to this one, yes, it's a bit of a different atmosphere. You're playing in a room with lots of other people. But at the end of the day, you've got a bit of, that experience already rather than you just come in clean to your first LAN.
Yeah, definitely. But what do we feel like kind of going into the games? We don't know what map we have yet.
Yeah.
But what kind of agents we thinking?
See, this is the interesting thing because I feel like we've kind of had a bit of a mix-up more recently with the agents. Lots of teams picking into your Waylays is coming back in. You've got Jet kind of falling out of the meta a little bit. Chambers are back in on a few maps.
Chamber is back in on a few maps.
It just really depends. And then we get the Gecko patch yesterday, I believe it was, or the day before. And you can now pick up his molly and the orb stay for 20 seconds long, for 20 seconds now instead of 15. So all of a sudden, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a Gecko. I wouldn't be complaining.
The only issue is we don't have Sunset anymore. So it's very hard to kind of decide on when you want, maybe on Bind, it's maybe a bit of a Gecko and a Sky possibly. Sky's very standard on Bind. like I say, Jets not really been. But I saw a few Jets on Haven.
Yeah. I feel like it's more comfort picks often.
Yeah.
A lot more teams will opt for the chamber because the chamber, has the trips, the extra utility.
Chamber has been really, really good recently. Especially, I mean, that patch has been out for a while where Chamber's trip now can be placed anywhere. There's no range on it, which makes him a much more sturdy sentinel.
Yeah, 100%.
And that alongside like the gun power of a chamber and the TPs that you can kind of take those peaks a lot more safely works really, really well, especially on a map like Haven, which we've been playing a lot. We don't have that Lotus anymore, no Ascent anymore.
Yeah.
So Haven is that kind of default map that everyone kind of wants to go for. Having that trip, allowing it to go into Garage or wherever you want to place it, gives that gap a little bit more.
Yeah, 100%. And I do believe we have our map veto, so we'll get to see what map we're going into and, maybe get a taster as to what sort of agents, as Haven and Breeze get banned out early. We're talking about Haven, but Bind is the pick.
Bind is the pick. And to be fair, we're talking about Haven. Bind, again, is a very standard map. It's been in the map pool for so long. Everyone kind of very standard, but those trip points are really small. Those entry points are tiny. So if you have, it's really hard to try and kind of funnel out your players onto site whilst not all kind of crowded in this one space. Showers is a very big contestant as well. You've got to be able to, even you're seeing everything around. There's at least 2 or 3 people on each side fighting for that showers.
Yeah, get the orb, get the space as well. And I mean, same with Long as well. You
Yeah,
don't want to give that up straight away.
Yeah, exactly. You see a lot of Skies putting the dogs down. You see a lot of Chambers on the other side holding down that long site. So we saw a lot of standard stuff, I think, when it comes to Bind. Yeah,
I feel like another agent we'd expect to see on Bind is Raze. I mean, Raze being that dive agent, send them over top. You've got the grenades to clear out a lot of these corners, which, can be really useful on those post plants. You just throw the nade over, or if someone's, sitting in lamps or something, just block them off, run into sight. You don't need to worry about them anymore. And is one of those agents which, can still dive in your face. I mean, we've seen it on the Waylays more recently. You have to get out jail free. I mean, Raze is just the good old-fashioned dive in. You either get the kill or get killed.
That's the thing, and I do really like this. There's 3 duelists, like I said, so Waylay, Raze, and Yoru.
Yeah.
Are the 3. You were seeing a lot of Waylay and Yoru as that Mosquito comp. It was used a lot last season. It works really, really well, but you can sub that Raze, and like you say, I think being able to get a different height with Raze as well, like you can get onto Van, onto different boxes. There's a lot of different heights on Bind that you can kind of use with those satchels, and then you have the TPs and the recalls with Yoru or Waylay that work really, really well alongside that kind of up and down with the Raze.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like another thing to bear in mind is, the different sorts of controllers we've been seeing across maps. I mean, we're seeing Omen in a lot at the moment, Astra's in on some of the bigger maps,
and
Viper's back.
Viper is back.
Viper is fully back.
It's taken a few years, but she's back. And it's really nice, especially on Bind. It's a very small map, and you can that wall can go across both sides.
Yeah.
And it works really well. Brimstone on Bind as well.
Yeah,
because the issue with Bind is you have to kind of really you can't really kind of wander your own. It has to be a full push.
Yeah.
So and the smokes don't come back, but if you can take all 3 of those smokes and put them down instantly, especially on both sites you have hookah, CT, and elbow on B.
Yeah.
And then on A you have CT, heaven, and showers. There's 3 main points that need to be blocked off. So those smokes can work really, really well. But you have to use them all in one go. Yeah,
100%. I mean, you have the alternative of, maybe chuck up a Viper wall to block off a bit of an angle, but then you're still often pushing through a Viper wall. And, I mean, you see also the mind games with those. Teams will play it on the same spot in every single round, because if you play it wherever you're going, team's going to know instantly which side you're going, Viper wall's up. But now, let's say we put it A every single round. They'll go, oh, there's a Viper wall here again.
Yeah.
There could be someone, there could be no one, there could be someone who's lurked through, and you constantly leave those question marks and those little bits of we're going to give you a bit of info, but not enough to fully clear it. So then the rotations take, a bit longer, and on a map like Bind with a B site that's almost impossible to retake sometimes, it feels like. I mean, the hardest one I believe still in the game to retake on.
Yep.
It's really good to be able to hold as many players back as you can to just give yourself the advantage. You get the spike down and instantly you're in a better position.
Definitely. I do believe we will be getting into game very, at some point in the next couple of minutes. But best of ones.
Yeah.
They're very difficult. Okay, we are group stages. We're going to put teams that we come up against all different ranges of skill. But it's very difficult. The pistol rounds are so important. So you have the first round, then you have bonus second round, or if you win first, you're kind of guaranteed second.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing in second half. That's 4 rounds that can basically be free if you want.
Yeah.
And that can be really crucial in best, obviously in every game, but best of ones especially.
Yeah, I mean, the pistol rounds, yeah, as you were saying, have that, you know, extra, like, importance.
Yeah.
You suddenly go down from, you know, a BO3, yes, if you lose a couple pistols here and there, not the end of the world, you've got a couple other maps, you can try and win it on there, BO1, and it's all of a sudden, I mean, that's 4 rounds. It doesn't seem like a lot until you look at it, and it's like, there's only 9 other rounds you need to win, and, I mean, if you've got the guns, you can win it easily, and already we're going in, and we're seeing these picks coming on through. I mean, we spoke about the Yoru already, we've seen the Raze locked in as well, but a Jet being hovered on the side of WUKA.
I mean, I do feel like Jet is just down to his comfort picks. I mean, it hasn't been picked yet. Okay.
There we go.
Okay. I mean, yeah. So we're looking over Lost Puppies. It's a very Sorry, WUKA. Yes.
Yes, other way around.
Yeah, other way around. It's a very, very standard pick for Bind. Like exactly what we're saying. The double controller with the Viper and the Brimstone. Sky, very set. Fade, something we didn't mention. Very, very strong.
Yeah.
You're not seeing that Sentinel, but you kind of have Viper as that Sentinel anyway. You can opt for the Chamber sometimes, like it works, but with like this, like I was saying, this map being very small, those fade dogs and the information kind of works a lot better.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Boss does say on screen Abyss, we will be going into Bind, just a reminder, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Especially when you get comps that, you know, are somewhat similar. Like, these aren't the mirror comps. Well, I'm sure we'll see a lot of mirror comps as we go through this competition. You kind of have to see how the teams opt to play into it. You know, when you have a slightly different agent pick, there's usually a couple of things you play a bit differently. You know, having a Jet, for example, you're not necessarily going to be playing as many super risky deep angles, but you'll be holding a lot of angles ready to dash off.
Definitely, and I'm interested to see how, like you say, it's not mirror comps, but you do have 1 duelist versus 2 duelists. So kind of seeing how that differs between the teams. So we are going to go into the match.
Yeah, nice and early here. I'm just going to send that flash through just to try and spot out if there's anyone on the Showers side. And it looks like for now, Lost Puppies grouped up towards Showers. Wanting to get aggressive here, and already JWB's winning out these fights. Some clean headshots. Sustaining will land another as well. And that's a great start there for the side of WUKA. Hamza's found another. And all of a sudden, it's down to the solo player in Chazza. I mean, mechanically gifted, yes, but a 1v5 would be required here. One player left weak on the other side, though, in JWB, and no, Chazza cannot land any shots, and it's going to be a flawless pistol round to start us off.
It is indeed, which you don't tend to see very often, right? And that was a very strong start from WUKA. But
I mean, you see JWB swinging out straight away, 2 clean headshots. You know, there was talk about I don't think they were too happy with that Seed 14. I think they're showing us here, like, you know, yes, you've given us Seed 14 here. We're against Seed 4, but we can still play. We're still here to do well, to play, you know, as good as we can. And, I mean, I did hear some yells from the LAN hall, so I do believe they're getting into it.
Yeah, it's probably JWB.
Yeah.
Let's be real. He has had quite a few Twitter clips before of the
he's one of
the shouts coming through. But, I mean, these guys are Seed 14, right? I mean, obviously, okay, piss around, but the flawless sweep early on.
Yeah.
Maybe we've not woken up yet. It is still early. You know, everyone probably just kind of rolled out of bed. But very, very good start for them.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
it is like you say, they're just swinging. It's kind of catching them off guard. That kind of, you kind of have to take that advantage. You know, it is early morning. People probably haven't time to warm up. Let's just take them up whilst we can.
Yeah, I mean, have the confidence to be able to do that. I mean, it looks like we've got a bit of a tech pause at the moment.
It's bound to happen.
Hopefully that won't roll back that round because...
to be fair, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, we'll have to see, but...
I just said nothing, but...
Hopefully for the side of WUKA there. I mean, yeah, a clean one. You know, being able to be on that defense side and still feel confident enough to attack early. Like, you don't have to get aggressive. You can sit back, you can hold. But on pistol rounds, they stack up 3 towards Showers.
Yeah.
They go aggressive straight away, and they manage to take down so many of the Lost Puppy players early, which leaves Chazza just kind of, oh, I'm suddenly alone.
Yeah.
And I've got 5 players to deal with, and only one of them's weak.
I mean, very typically on the side of defense, you would see kind of one person kind of trying to hold Showers, and, you know, get the feel of things, see what kind of the contestant towards Showers is, and then if they need to double up, triple up, they can. But they just, like you say, just 3 of them swinging through Showers, and that immediate kind of manpower is very, very strong.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, as we look forward to this second round, I mean, we start to see where, you know, you're going to have the guns on the side of WUKA, so we'd expect that to be a clean one from them, but we'll have to see what Lost Puppies can do here. As this time they're going to be opting to go towards this short position, see what they can find. There is that Viper up for them, so they're going to try and lurk on through, and on the other side they're not going to know too much what's going in for WUKA here. We're seeing Shazza connects the shots early. That's already 1 kill down. The nade will be sent out to delay any opportunity for a plant as well.
Yeah, and it all stops. They have got sight if they want it, but that's the issue with these smokes as well. There's a lot going on. You don't have...
They just know about the 2 players in showers as well. They know they need to deal with it. They can't plant in the open. I mean, Stenny's got a stinger in hand. These players are very close to each other. If there's a swing coming on through here from Stenny, it could connect onto all of them. As there we go. The plant's going to go down for now, but everyone's got gun up ready. As Stenny will get taken down there.
Spike planted.
And suddenly, Lost Puppies, they've managed to find themselves the advantage here. Shroom going to be retaking from CT here. We'll find the first there with a nice clean headshot. See who else they can clear out here. There's a lot of players towards lamps. Got to be careful to make sure you clear everything out. JWB, only the Sheriff in hand. I believe he has picked up the stinger.
The positions are so good.
So many players left to clear out, and the time's ticking down. Does he know about the player behind the box? No, he doesn't, but he manages to find the first there. Have they not cleared it? This player in the corner the whole time, and they managed to find 3 on the round already. And it's all down to 1 solo player. Shroom manages to find the first, though. 1v2 would be required here. Time ticking down, though. Finds both kills. Is there time on the spike? No, there's not. And it's such a close round there. And somehow, Lost Puppies have won that.
Those headshots were nasty. I mean, Kendo being in such a good position there. And that's the thing. You don't have the gun power, right, in that situation.
Yeah.
So you need to kind of... You're seeing them all kind of pushing the site together, hold showers together, get that at least 1 kill on Stenny, come back, plant a spike, and then they're spread out. They're holding each other at angles at all times, and it's such good timing. Like you say, didn't have enough time to defuse the spike, but those were some 2 lovely shots.
Oh, amazing shots. I think we can see the mechanics on the other side.
Yeah, and they managed to come out of it with an outlaw, but
this could be good as well. It's going to be a long push. Can you spot out any of these players? Ooh, straight away. A kill from Kai there. And 2 more as well from Certi to take down 3 players early.
I mean, they've tried that triple swing again towards B this time, and it has not worked out in their favor, which, I mean, they've got Sheriffs. It's not, they kind of have to start something like early on. But like you say, it's down to a 5v2 already. 2 players left in Lost Puppies.
I mean, they just have to stay over towards A as well. Just make sure, just be ready in case there's a rotate. But
that's the thing. Maybe we try to sit together, but I mean,
this could be a decent spot on the flank. But I mean, they've not got the weaponry to really get this done. They're just gonna be looking for any kind of damage. I mean, you've got a player weak in Kai on long.
I mean, to be fair, the only issue with this comp is that there's no trips for flank, right? So like you say, you have to have someone like Kai holding it, but when you have the outlaw, it doesn't really matter. And he knows they have to stick together on these pistol rounds, being spotted as well. And not opting to peek, which is fair. You don't want to be losing that gun.
Yeah.
10 HP, flashing through, and oh, I mean,
it's an expected round.
It is.
It's what we expect to see from Lost Puppies. A team that's, you got those good players. You'd expect to be able to lock these down. You don't want to get too aggressive on a round where you have the weaponry, and they keep it clean.
Yeah, definitely. And they have now got a full buy coming in. A few half shields, which again, Kai does still have that outlaw, so it can be a little bit dangerous, but a lot better than last round.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see what they can get done in this
also
round.
has ultimate.
Already? I mean, that's very early on to be getting that ultimate online.
Which can be very good for that attacking side as well. Just get that site early on. We're seeing a lot of ping coming through towards B as well. Probably B towards the
defenders as well.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of a little bit of a...
Not sure what happened with the eye there. But it's going to be the long push. I mean, already a molly sent out just to delay as much as possible, but Wikashi's been taken down very weak early. Going to have 2 players on this B site to deal with here when they decide to push on in, but they're finding the kills through the wall. They don't even need to see these players, and they managed to take them down. One did get a bit too aggressive there, but that's going to be the site, and it's that B site which is so hard to retake on, and Wukashi have to be on another retake here. The molly's going to be sent through as well. That's going to block off all these CT players, and they're all grouped up towards it. And they just have no real way in at the moment. They just have to try and find a kill.
I mean, as you said, B is one of the hardest sites to retake. Kendo managing to get 1.
Last player standing.
Unfortunate.
Oh.
Hamza, though, managed to find one back on the other side. Would need to be 4 more, though. I think Hamza's probably just going to opt to save on this round.
Yeah, I mean, especially, this was your buy round, and this is where things get tricky, right? If you've not won that second round, the economy starts to get a little bit messy. You can buy again, you've got a few half shields, you lose the round, it just doesn't... You're kind of struggling to keep that economy up, and it is now going to be a bit more crucial when they do have the money.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, being able to save that extra gun, it's a useful thing to have. Keep the gun going through to the next round, but, I mean, you want to start winning these rounds, and, you want the pistol, that was great. But since then, I mean, it's been a bit dominant from the side of Lost Puppies.
It has indeed, and I mean, it's what we expected.
Yeah.
Right? But they are just... It feels like they're getting sight really easily. I don't really understand. There was a little bit... Shrim flashed out into long.
There.
Felt a little bit... I get it, but most likely it's not one person by themselves pushing up long really quickly, and then your teammate's back behind the wall. So you're kind of flashing out immediately, not getting a flash, and then dying from it.
Yeah, not what you want to be seeing. And again, it's going to be another one of these long crunches. These players just all pushing up from the side of Lost Puppies.
This time, Wukashi had backed up a little bit. So they're not opting to kind of, you know, immediately try and contest. And they're going to allow players to kind of push over. Because you can see Lost Puppies kind of waiting for a fight.
Yuta being thrown across as well, just trying to make sure it's all cleared out. But there is no one on site for now. So Lost Puppies will have the site control, but Wukashi are here. They do have a bit of that elbow positioning. Able to go for one of these retakes. Only the Sheriff in hand for Shroom though. Have to see what damage they can get done here as the rest of the team on that flank gonna all run into that one Viper player, and Cass will get taken down there. That's a Vandal recovered onto Stenny, and a great shot onto the second. Ultimate available, pop straight away. Can they spot out the players? Yes, they can. Stenny is finding all these kills, drops one down and another, and all of a sudden, it's a beautiful round from Wukashi.
It is indeed, and this is what I was saying, you know, they were taking really silly fights. It wasn't working for them. Lost Puppies are looking for a fight. They want that early pick. That first blood is really, really important to them. Second, they can't get that. They're like, oh, hold on, guys. And they're like, okay, we've got sight. Chill, no worries. And then we're seeing the three-man push towards WUKA, taking out that Viper player early on, Cass, and then... Well, they didn't have the gun advantage, but they had the Sheriff. When you have three of them against one Vandal,
there's not much you can do.
There's not really much you can do. So, and then they're slowly recovering. And then the Raze as well. I mean Raze rocket.
The lack of hesitation was amazing there. From
seeing the rocket, not even bothering to check if it's gotten the kill.
Yeah.
Keep going on.
And not only that, but like, you know, you get an ultimate on a round which you wouldn't necessarily expect to win. You're on the lesser guns and you just instantly pop it, no question. We go in, we keep diving in, and it pays off massively for them. You're going to see that Euro ultimate early as well, just trying to clear out all this space. They're going to get sight straight away for free, but WUKA is in the control of Wukashi here. So he's not giving up everything. Won't have this elbow control this time. And almost a couple stray shots there onto the one player. Stenny will manage to find another as well. Going to be that player to watch to see what more they can get. I want to dive into the faces of these players. As the bot's sent out to try and clear elbow, and they're going to be pushing into sight here. This nade could flush out this one player on site. They're going to get brought down weak, and Stenny will find the kill as well. Cass will get a trade back on the other side. But now for Wukashi, you've managed to find your way back into sight. A couple players still to clear out. JWB sticking it though. Cass has found one, and it gets to half. The ultimate will be invested, and Cass finds another one. It is all left down onto Shroom. Manages to find two though. Brings down to 1v1, and Shroom wins it out!
Again!
Is there time left?
Yeah.
There we go, because he's got the half there already. I mean, without the half, they wouldn't have got that one. So JWB sticking that early was so vital.
Now there's some
serenity. That's twice now with the last-minute clutches.
Yeah.
This is insane. We're seeing Kendo, very strong player, especially with aim, pushing up into CT, which I get. Last time you didn't win the round because you kind of got crunched a little bit too quickly. You push into CT, try and get a kill. Doesn't get the kill, gets stuck in the smoke. And then it starts going downhill from there.
Yeah.
And now look at Stenny as well with the operator. And this is what I'm talking about with the Raze. You can get on these different angles and it works really, really well. And you still have a satchel left.
Yeah.
With something like Jet, you have that one updraft and that's it.
Yeah. And you have that way to get out nice and early. You know, it won't be as instant as a Jet dash or a chamber TP, but still a way out. And Hamza's managed to find an early kill as well. That's
that shower's control for them if they want it. They are going to have that man advantage there, but the option to kind of give it up, I think.
Just keeping the player locked down on the short position, just in case of any other pushing through. But at the moment, Spike is just kind of left towards A. No one's committing to it just yet. As also, you've got Kendo on an operator as well on the attack side on Yoru. I mean, the operators on Yoru have paid off in previous times, but on that attack side, it's a lot harder to try and find a kill, especially when you're getting spammed through that wall. Stenny has to be careful here. I don't know if there's a player watching towards showers. Looks like there's some swinging through, and Stenny almost connects the shot there, but on the other side, Kendo will find the kill onto JWB, taking down that player early, as Cass has found another as well. That's going to be the site control now for the side of Lost Puppies. Kashi, you've got 3 players pushing in from backside. You've got that backside control still. You do not have lamps to spam, just trying to connect onto any of these players. Kashi can't find anything. Steady's going to get taken down as well by Kendo. Ashram going to swing into so many players here, gets the first, but will get traded back by Kai. And the operator is recovered, and it looks like that's what Wukashi is opting to do.
I mean, it was hard. They made the decision once they got that first blood to back away from showers. Usually, you know, you want to take that space, but they're aware that there was still at least 2 or 3 Lost Puppies players in towards that showers. They gave it up. That's fine.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, that one shot was missed by Stenny on the operator, and then suddenly short's taken because you have to back off away from that van, and that space, all space given on A site, and that's just a free entry, really.
Yeah, I mean, you almost need someone sitting in lamps ready so that, you know, yes, you have the player up top, but then they maybe don't expect another player ready. As soon as you back one up and they start running in, get the player to swing on through, just try and take a kill. But instead, it just allows them to snowball into sight.
I mean, that's what Lost Puppies are really good at. They're good at holding each other angles, and you kind of need that kind of something on defense. Like you were saying, you know, these sites need to be held well, because once they are taken, it's very hard to retake them back again.
Careful here.
Yeah, 100%. Gotta just try and find a way through for WUKA. But I mean, so far, I mean, even considering the seeding difference here, keeping it very close. This is exactly what you want to see early from WUKA. Try and get some rounds early, and it's going to be a long push for both sides here. Both just opting to send a couple players, and Stenny's being set up with the operator. Doesn't connect the shot, though. Asserti will manage to avoid that for now. That's going to cause the players to back on up to site.
There's going to be 3 players towards B, though. We've been seeing a lot of, you know, 2 players, that Sky and Viper holding it down. Suddenly opting to try and, you know, switch things up a bit with the operator, but like you say, not getting much with it, and you really do need that first blood.
Yeah.
This Viper will, you know, standard towards A again.
Back soon.
Every single time, and like you say, mentioned earlier, having that default wall every single time kind of puts that pressure on just a little bit more. But both players kind of towards triple and showers at the moment.
Face your fear!
Trying to spot out any players. The ultimate's invested there from the fade. It looks like there was also Brimmo on the other side. As so far, no players falling, but a lot of players caught down weak. I mean, the whole team from Lost Puppies pretty much cannot hear or see anything too well, as it's going to be the spike plant here for Kai. No one's swinging through from the other side. They're going to allow this one to go down. A couple ultimates on the side of Lost Puppies available, and Hamza manages to find 2, even though there was a jump peek to try and break the angle there. As so far, WUKA managing to find a way back in. Still 3 players left to clear on out. They've managed to get the lamps control, though. We'll get the trade as well. As these shots just landing from the operator, left all down onto Kai. A 1v2 left standing. There's 2 players, and they just jump on through. WUKA will find the kill, but Steady was there to just break the crosshair placement.
And that's all you need sometimes. There's 2 of you do not want to be swinging one by one, especially in a situation like that where the advantage could have easily, especially towards the Phantom as well, but
okay, I only have like
it
78 grenades.
4 all!
Yeah.
We went into this game really kind of, you know, in terms of seeding, you look at it on a blank slate.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's going to be likely that we're going to keep it, you know,
Yeah, you've got a top 4 team versus a team that's not really
bottom
expected to even get out of, like, get near playoffs. And they're keeping it this close. I mean, yes, it's early in the day, you know, maybe the players aren't warmed up, but I mean, this is exactly what you need from a team like WUKA, you know, get that momentum early.
Yeah.
You know, start fighting now. Try and get, even if you get close on this one, that's enough. And just try and get as much damage early as you can to just run this through for the rest of the day, as we're going to see Kendo just trying to spot out some of these players. We'll send a decoy through instead. There's a couple players on the other side for WUKA, but it's going to be that rotate over towards B, but Steady's trying to push one down here, and again, cannot land these op shots.
It's so unfortunate, but again, look, he's already back up the top again, and that's the thing with the satchels. It works so well. Gonna try and maybe go for another.
Got to be careful that
the flash as well.
Jet was nice, could have just updraft up, smoked off instead. So Steady won't be able to hold this angle, has to back off onto site and try and get the support, but still wants to take an aggressive angle, it would seem. Stenny might have a lot to deal with here. Lots of players there, and we'll get taken down by Kai. Maybe a bit of an overcommit there from Stenny. The operator is picked up as well. Asserti will have that in hand.
Really good position here.
Cash could be in the perfect position as they'll manage to find one, but we'll get traded back on the other side. There's 2 players left standing for WUKA, and it's this B site. JWB has managed to find his way towards Elbow with no real competition, but gonna have a lot to clear out from site and no ultimates available. I mean, we've seen 2v4s manage to go that way before, but Hamza will have to find one here, and will find the first. Manages to take down Kendo.
The rest of them are towards WUKA and Long.
They're just playing so deep.
Oh, yeah.
They just have to swing out. They have to tap this spike nice and early. Is Hamza connects onto a second, spots out a player in WUKA as well, and there we go.
I mean, to be fair, the crossfire placement, it was about to be there.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see something great, but these rounds are really going back and forth, and that's the thing. Once they get sight, they're really good at holding it. But I don't know. That was a really good positioning from WUKA.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, because Cass was slowly lurking rack into WUKA anyway. So either way, one was probably the most he was going to get anyway.
Yeah.
But it would have been such a competition to keep that,
yeah.
in their hand.
I mean, if Chaz was not on the other side there, you know, managing to lock it down, commit, you know, if they swing a bit off timing, you know, having that player in WUKA, if they'd all been long, that could have been a completely different story. But, you know, keeping the players split is exactly what you need to see. JWB's getting really aggressive here. The flash gets sent on through from that TP. They wanted to try and take these fights early, and the dink is there, but that will be all. As Kendo manages to find 2. Kai will find another as well onto Steny. And I mean, that's Lost Puppies having all of the control on A site. It's taking a while to go into it. Not too sure on that Showers way. Wanting to go short. Still aware that there could be some players on the other side still here. And I mean, for Wakashi here, you just got to try and get some damage. I don't think we'll expect to see any ultimates committed here. There's only the Sheriff in hand for Shroom. Going to flash out of heaven and try and drop down and try and spot out these players. He's got the first but won't get the kill. As Wakashi, the leader of the team, what can you find here? Only the Sheriff in hand. Going to be a player close in Cass, and Cass will find the kill, and it's a flawless round for the side of Lost Puppies.
That is now 6 rounds in their hands. So anything more than that, and they're guaranteed to have an advantage going into the second half at least.
Yeah.
Look at the ultimates that are ready now. We've got quite a few, and as we were saying, these sites can be very small. I mean, you've got the likes of Brimstone, Rays, Vipers.
Yeah, I mean, Viper's Pit.
Ultimates can be.
If you manage to get the spike down and pop a Viper's Pit, trying to fight back into that, I mean, you know, yes, you have the Brim ultimates. You can try and clear them out, but you've got so much to clear, and if the time is ticking down, it's hard enough to retake.
Yeah.
I've seen teams give up and, you know, 5v3 and go, there's no way we're retaking this Viper's Pit.
Showers is going to be taken again by Wakashi. Not much contested. A few players towards A still, but opting to kind of back off and wait for someone to push through. Wakashi have been, you know, wanting to swing out of this Viper's wall quite a few times now, so they're kind of waiting patiently.
A really interesting spot as well.
Yeah.
In this corner, got the one player watching over, I believe that's Steny. And there's not too sure on the other side. JWB, you do not want to swing this. There's an operator on the other side. He spotted that one out. Instantly realizes and goes, don't want to swing that one again. But I mean, managing to spot that a player is over towards B, and it is the operator solo.
I mean, Lost Puppies, they're still waiting for a fight, and Shroom is going to give it to him and takes out
next?
30.
Yeah, it's going to be the push into sight here for Lost Puppies. Down that one player, but you're going to find out so much intel from Kendo pushing in with this Yoro ultimate. But there we go to Raze on the other side. Steny will find one, but will get traded by Cass. That's a 1-for-1 trade. The operator's still up as well. As, I mean, Spike just unable to get planted down. 30 seconds left as the plant will go down. There we go. The ultimate will be invested from the Brimstone as well. Shroom manages to find one onto the player as well. It's a 2v4 for Lost Puppies. They still not managed to get this spike planted on down, but Kai will manage to find one. 20 seconds left, and they're going for the rotate. They've gone for the TP. They should get there in time, but there's going to be players on the other side ready. JWB going to be that first line in. Spots out the player as well with that haunt. As the spike will get planted down by Kai, but JWB's managed to find the spam onto one. Kendo will fall, and it's all left down onto Kai. What can you find here? Manages to find one.
Still has the ultimate in hand as well.
It's 1v2, but wants to play close. Maybe expects for the players to think they'll play long, and they're going to spot out the first. Unable to connect the shots for now. It's Kai. Oh, if you can get into elbow, this could be perfect. And you've landed the shot onto JWB. The ultimate is available still. And all of a sudden, it's in your favor. Shroom going to pop this one through. Going to force the player off the spike.
Kai didn't get half either.
I mean, Kai's just going to play timing here. Knows they don't need to swing. Spots Shroom and doesn't need to swing it, but Shroom will win it.
Once again, that was the 3rd round for Shroom being in that last man standing. And the spike is going to get defused. I mean, a brilliant try.
Yeah.
In the 1v3.
It was so close, I believe, from Kaya there. And yeah, I mean, unable to win it out in the end. But, I mean, a lot of damage done. Not going to be too much on the side of the the Uzo on the other side. You're going to have the Guardian onto JWB. Although, could get brought up by Steny if needed on this last round. And there we go, that will go through. But, yeah, it's one of those where you were so close to winning it. And that would have put you on the advantage guaranteed going into the second half. But instead, you keep it even.
Do indeed. And we are down to the last round. A little bit of contesting towards A as well, with all 5 players from Lost Puppies opting for a very fast push onto A, but a little bit of damage.
Yeah, Shroom will manage to find one, but we'll get traded back on the other side by Kai. As Kai just going to tap the spike for once, just trying to bait this player out from showers. Steady could be in a really interesting position here. Going to get shut down, and there we go. Almost connects on the shotgun. Couple extra stray bullets there from Cass. As that's going to be the site control for now, but now the players had a chance to get back side.
They've gone through short, gone back through showers, and they've come out into spawn again. And I get it, right? They needed to get that kill onto Stenny, try and isolate him as much as possible, because every time they kind of get A, there's always that lingering showers player they have to keep their eye on. It doesn't usually work for them. But that means they have lost sight.
Cutting through.
Yeah, and Kendo's going to be still watching towards short, just hoping a player maybe overcommits here. JWB on the other side. I mean, we saw he's long, tries to go for it again and will not connect the shot. As JWB would live to see another day on these risky swings into these operators. As I mean, only with one player on B site, and Wukashi
30 seconds
had the
left.
Viper split earlier on in this round, I do believe, but that has fallen now. So Wukashi often play towards site, some spams on through. A lot of weak players here, though. Lost Puppy's getting spammed through the box here. And all of a sudden, one player left standing. Kendo with it all to do. 1v2, 13 seconds left on the clock. Has managed to recover Spike. Flash goes on through. Can they spot out these players? No idea where they could be, and there's a player in the cubby. The gun not out and almost connects the shot, but no. Hamza will find the kill and bring us even 6-6.
I mean,
Switching sides.
those shots were nasty through the box. And that's such a good thing about Viper, right? That molly, you're
Double
ticking
damage.
down, double damage, but that damage is ticking down very fast in the molly. So like, the pressure's on. You're going to be moving around, and you've just got a Guardian shooting you through the box.
And do you know what angle they're swinging at? You can spam through that box. You know exactly where. They can't counter spam you too well. You could be anywhere behind that box spamming them.
Oh, and an absolutely brilliant play. It's going to lead to a 6-6 half, which I'm going to say again, was not expecting to be happening.
Yeah, and it's been so backwards and forwards as well. It's not been, you know, one team winning loads in a row and then the other team wins a load. It's one where it is this constant back and forth, so you can't build up this economy.
Definitely, but going into this, I do think, gosh, you're going to have to play this a little bit slower than they. I feel like they're very aggressive team, like to kind of push a lot, but so far they're a little bit slower, especially against a team like Lost Puppy. You don't just want to be running straight into their crosshairs.
Not at all, especially with players like Chazza on the other side. I mean, we saw what he did early on. You know, been a bit quiet since then, but can definitely land the shots. So Shroom gonna swing through. Doesn't know that any players push down long necessarily. Stenny's managed to find the first on to Kai. Looks like they don't want to commit to this too early, though, as the spike is still just going to sit towards mid.
Definitely just trying to opting to, you know, find anything, and they do actually manage to get that first blood. So that defense is going to be a little bit split up to what they would like it to be normally.
Shroom just wants to take these fights towards long as well. No flash available.
To be fair, those ghost shots we saw from him earlier.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
Do not blame him in the slightest, as Kendo still wants to try and take the fight as well. And there's two players on the other side. They're going to swing on through, and Hamza will find one with that classic in hand. They're just going to go for this. The Stim Beacon sent to try and go faster, but the shot's not connecting, and Hamza has won that. Somehow, Zape, though, with the Bandit on site, connecting two. Make that 3.
30 seconds
on for the ace here. Both players towards long. This could be perfect from Chazza. I mean, a mechanically gifted player, and he gets 4. The Bandit's such a good weapon. There's no worry about the shield.
And we haven't spoken about it too much, but it's very similar to the Outlaw, where it has really changed up first round of the game. Even second round, we're seeing, you know, when the Outlaw came out, it was like the second and third round it really changed up. We're seeing this from the beginning, from the get-go now. These rounds have really started to change. And you were saying about Chazza being a little bit quiet, you know, not really done much.
I think he heard me.
I think he did hear you. But I mean, it just seems so seamless.
Yeah.
And especially with a player like Chazza that has such good aim and mechanics in general. A gun like that is deadly.
Perfect in the hands of a player like Chazza. I mean, he'll also manage to keep it through into this round, and it will still be great for damage. Because, I mean, it still be the one-tap headshots, as players on the other side do not have their shields. There's already a kill found early for the side of Lost Puppies. Make that a second as well, but JWB will get the trade. That'll be the Guardian recovered, but no, there's still an Outlaw to deal with. Almost connects onto a second there for Kendo. As instead, going to go towards site. Still wants to swing through, just going to play in these smokes, though. Just sitting on site ready. No TP available to get himself out, though.
Doesn't have a flash in hand, but a good position to be in with the classic.
The TP call is going to be there from the side of Wukashi.
The rotate's coming in fast.
Yeah, Lost Puppy's going to be ready for this. The molly sent over as well from Kai. This should be able to stop any chance at a plant. There we go. Not the greatest. I think they'll still be able to plant if they want to. Yeah, opting to go for the other side, but this is now only really able to be held from long and a bit towards site. So they do not have many options here as Kendo, Outlaw still in hand, had a chance to reload it as well, but Surty will manage to find one. Hamza connects one, but will fall in the end. And Lost Puppies able to convert their pistol round.
Yeah, definitely. Which is a lot better than since they did lose first round of the map. Of the map, sorry. So, you know, 6-8, doing all right.
Yeah, I mean, they managed to, you know, yes, you lost the pistol in the first half, but you managed to win the second, so you didn't lose too much.
Exactly.
And in the second half, you win the pistol and your second.
It's always kind of better for WUKA, though, in a way, because, like, as I was saying earlier, the economy really starts to skew when these rounds don't go as they should be. So now they have full guns going into this round. The gap isn't too big yet to the point where they're kind of struggling for economy.
Yeah.
But this round is where it starts to matter.
Yeah, I mean, WUKA needs to win rounds like these. You know, you don't want to let this one go to Lost Puppies because then suddenly they've got 9, you're on a save, that's 10 on the board. And already, this Outlaw is so powerful from Kendo.
Went up as well.
And notice how he TPs back over to A site.
Immediately.
You know, on B, TPs to A, and suddenly ready to try and take another fight. As there we go, the fight's going towards Showers. As JWB will come out on top.
30 with the Outlaw. Very slow once again. One trade each from each side.
We've got the one player lurking towards B long as well. Might be there just to be able to call the rotate if necessary, but Lost Puppies, they're not biting on any of this, keeping 2 players on each site, confident in their holds.
I mean, the issue with Bind is that there's no real mid to the map.
Yeah.
So you do kind of have to really spread yourself out between the sites and try and find where the best place to go. You don't really have that mid space to take control of and cause a bit of a dent in that defense.
Looks like it's going to be a bit of a B push here, but this is all a bit of a bait. Just trying to open up that A site, try and get the last player to rotate on over. They're going to spot out these, and we'll see if the rotate will be called from the side of Lost Puppies.
Smoke's down.
So for now, Hamza has spotted a couple of these players, but not committed completely. So the Viper is going to stay towards this A site. This TP will come through at any moment. There we go. Instead, he's going to have to deal with this one player straight away. Sitting in this smoke, though, this is risky, getting this K-Dawn down, but will manage to win the fight. And that will be the site control for the side of WUKA. Managing to find that kill early. The spike will get planted down in time as well, and that's going to reset the timer. As Lost Puppies now going to be on that retake. We saw how much WUKA was struggling on some of these retakes, but in the back line, Kai is there. That's going to be an early pick, and the Vandal recovered. Exactly what you want to see early from the side of Lost Puppies. Hamza's going to get spotted out there by that Prowler, just trying to break the other one to stop any teammates being spotted, but they still need to find their way in. Time is ticking down.
Whoa.
They're aware of the player in the corner. Surty knows that they have to get aggressive here towards Lamps. Instead, he's there, managing to find 2 with the Vandal. Accidentally TPs there.
Oh, no.
And no, that will be the end for Kai. No more opportunities, but at least you saved the gun.
Yeah, it wasn't looking likely anyway. The time, like you said, was ticking down very fast. Trying to get 3 in that time. And then he was wanting to take a fight, and I think, like you say, kind of that accident going into TP, kind of, okay, fine, I'll save the gun. Okay, fine. Like,
I didn't mean to do it, but it's not bad.
Yeah, exactly. The money's not looking great. Kai does now have that extra money if need be. They are all in half shields, which isn't exactly where you want to be.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you're against Vandals on the other side, it's okay, but then you've got a Phantom in the mix, and suddenly
Phantoms are
a couple spray shots through.
Yeah, especially on teams that have double controllers. You've got a lot of smokes to be going through, and these Phantoms have been working a lot better with the double controller.
I was going to say it's going to be a fast take there for WUKA, but already losing a player early and steady, that's their duelist down. I mean, when you're on one of these, you know, single duelist compositions, when you lose that duelist early, suddenly the team has to hit the stop button. They can't just dive on in. They don't have that player to go first. And they've got to be careful. There's an operator holding as well towards Showers. They managed to find one. Still able to keep on trying to hold this one. Going to spot out some players. JWB. Jump spots on point there, as the TP will have to be there from player of Lost Puppies.
But that is Showers if they want it.
Yeah. JWB going to opt to take this space as Kendo's still on the other side. He's going to swing on through and connect onto Hamza. That's the spike falling as well. JWB needs to collect this, but he's getting spammed through the walls, getting brought down so weak. Has to get out of his life. You do not want to lose the spike early, but wants to take the fights instead. Will get one before dropping. As Sturm left in this 1v4. Spike not in hand, and there's going to be a player holding it. It's going to be an operator, I believe. And there we go. The kill is there from Chazza. going to shut down that last player from Wukashi, and it's going to be 9 rounds on the board for Lost Puppies.
I mentioned it a bit earlier when the second half started. With Wukashi, they need to be playing slow. I know they like to play fast, but it's not going against a team like Lost Puppies with the mechanics that they have. It's not doable. Immediately, like you said,
Anyone feeling
they were trying for a fast push. Stenny gets taken out.
Yeah.
That's it. You see Lost Puppies, they jumped on it so quickly. Everyone's over towards A. Showers is being contested. You got the operator still. It was just a lot of chaos, and it wasn't. They just kind of Wukashi were kind of getting pushed back more and more and more, and it wasn't working in their favor.
Yeah. It shouldn't gonna be just trying to spot out any players. We'll spot out one towards them, so that would be all. Stenny's gonna pop the ultimate early, but doesn't connect, and only a Bucky in hand. Can't connect the shots here, and this is looking a bit scary. As there we go, the kill's going in favor of Lost Puppies here. I think that play all kind of hinged off of that ultimate, and it does not connect. Leaving Stenny out in the open with a Bucky was not an ideal position. I mean, for the side of Wukashi, you've got one player into sight, but Hamza being spotted out and behind this box can be so easily spammed.
Yeah, definitely. Smokes is going to start going down soon. That is the Brimstone Smokes used up. Lola playing toward backside. They have full control of sight, and you're being pushed back towards short again.
Kendo's got the Overwatch as well with the operator. Yep. Just not allowing another player to just try and hop on through.
2 players still towards B as well. I mean, it's a very strong hold, even if there was a rotate coming through. So I don't think it's going to be 38 seconds left.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to have to commit into this one. Unless they go for a fast TP play, but no, it's going to be towards Lamps. Going to have a player playing deep in Cass. Might not expect this. This Cass is going to be ready on the other side. Considers getting aggressive, but only on that 47 HP. Can't try and take these fights too early, as the spike will get tapped for once. JWB does not commit to it though, and the Euro ultimate is invested here to try and spot out the players. The spam's on through. They're saying, shoot me, there's a player here, and there we go. The shots are all connecting here. Asserti manages to find 2 as well, and Hamza, the lone player, will get spotted out by that util as well. And it's another kill for Certi, and it's double digits on the board.
I think it's the same thing again. I think Stenny had a really good entry. If you're going to go fast, you're going to do it with the rocket, right?
Yeah.
Shoot that. I know you saw someone in Lamp, sorry. Shoot the rocket somewhere else so you don't land in the middle of the site with a Bucky in hand. You know someone's in Lamps. You have a higher chance of getting that kill with the Bucky.
Yeah.
In Lamps.
Send yourself towards Lamps.
Send yourself towards Lamps. You know someone's probably backside or on triple. Send the rocket that way, and you have a much higher chance of getting that kill, or even 2 kills.
Yeah. 100% is steady. Gonna be that first line in again with the Sheriff this time. We'll connect one shot onto the player. There we go. That's the operator falling with connection from JWB there. Will they be able to recover this gun though, as Chazza does not want to give it away too easily. Sending the Prowler through.
Being dumped into showers, try and...
The Sheriffs are landing though. Stenny managed to find a second on the route. Cass though, free back on the other side. Shuts down all of that progress and drops the spike. And a round that was, you know, looking to be going towards Wukashi's way is suddenly shut down because they just don't have the weaponry.
Definitely. And
one enemy remaining.
Smoke's going down. Not much they can do. Sheriff's in hand. Kai. Hit one. I mean, it is just... Yeah, I mean, like we said earlier before, like, it's very hard to go against
my stim beacon.
3 Sheriffs with like one battle. But if you're kind of like repositioning yourself, you're almost took them by 1v1s.
Yeah.
1v1, sorry. So, and then it's just, it completely switches up the round. We're seeing JB with the first initial kill. Right, cool, take showers. A lot of util being used. Awesome, let's keep going. But when you have Cass just swinging and just getting 3 taps, like, oh, it just works so well. Yeah. And that's what you need from your team, right? Because we've been seeing a lot of back and forth, like you said, these rounds are going between each team. You need something to start switching up, and that's 11 rounds now.
Yeah, Steady going to go aggressive towards showers again. See if they can be successful here, as they managed to, on the other side, Kendo has been put into a really good position here on shore. Has a way out with the TP, but this is ticking down, so if a player doesn't swing soon, that will not be there for them, as there we go. Kendo will find that early kill and TP back to site in safety. And that was the spike as well.
Yeah, and it is going to be left back. So then that's the thing. Now they have to reposition. Seeing a little bit of a push towards B, but it's going to be held very tightly. Jet just peeking through.
Certi just wants to spot out some players here, and it's going to see 2.
It looks like a little bit of a slow rotation towards B as well. Although,
The read's there.
on both sides, those poppies are slowly trying to move. And that's the thing with Yoru, you can TP back if you want to, so it's not the end of the world sending that player back over.
Yeah, and when on a site like B, you don't want to allow them into site without any players there to stop them. We saw what it did last half.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds left. WUKA, still no real way into this round. I'm assuming they'll still commit to this B site unless the Scorpion TP over, and there we go. First kill is there. Steady will drop down. A trade back on the other side, though, from WUKA. But only 2 players left standing as JWB finds a great shot there. Make that a second as well. 10 seconds left on the clock. There is time to get this spike planted down, but there's a player on the other side ready. It's going to be Chazza, I believe. Chazza going to swing on through, find the kill. Will they get the spike plant in time? Yes, JWB will. Would need 2 more kills. Would have to be 4 in the round for him. Stuck in this 2 position. No idea where these players will be. And Chazza connects the shot. And it's their 12th round on the board and match point for Lost Puppies.
It was looking so good. JB kind of, managed to get this 2 kills, getting onto site, but the time was ticking. He had 10 seconds left anyway. Opts to start planting. Actually, now I'm going to spot somewhere else. 4 seconds left to plant that spike. You've got no time left. You cannot get up. And who was it that was with JB alive there? I can't remember who it was. Either way, like backside. Not a good position. I get wanting to stop the CT swing. Yeah. But maybe hide behind the cover a little bit more rather than kind of just being in a really awkward position in backside. It wasn't working. Yeah. And I get kind of maybe being in an off angle, a bit of a different position to try and throw them off, but with players that can kind of snap very easily with their aim like that, it's really hard to go against. Yeah, and it's going to be another one of these showers pushes. It's not been working for the side of WUKA, but they still want to go for this, get this early orb, to try and get these ultimates online. As there we go, the first kill going to go the way of Chazza. Taking down Stenny again. Stenny just falling constantly as this first kill. It's not going their way as this positioning that Kendo's found. Kendo, though, could get caught off guard and will by WUKA. That's going to be the operator down, and that's the B control gone. It is indeed. It's like going to get picked up on that rotation round. And it looked like Lost Puppies were going to rotate, but then the ultimate held them there. That Sky ultimate. Give a little bit more time, but Chazza is going to take a lot of damage, try and hold down the site as much as he can by himself. Gives that rotation has been so fast. Hamza sent through the molly to try and stop these players as well. The heal up going to be there from Shroom onto the rest of these players. As there we go, the kill's going. Get trade so far, 3v3 standing. Cass is in the corner though, and up over the top is Certi. Manages to find Hamza on the other side. Cash will get a trade back though, as Kai manages to find the kill. It's all down onto 1, and there will be no more. And it's a 13-7 for Lost Puppies, winning their game. But I mean, WUKA, there was some shines of brilliance in that. It was indeed, and I think it's obviously by the score we've seen, it's a lot better on that defensive side for them. And I think on that defensive side, you have a lot more control of the map and the game. When you're on that attack, you really have to try and break down that defense. I think they just struggle a little bit too much. Like I said, these guys are very confident. They want to keep pushing and getting these kills, and I don't think going against Lost Puppies, it's the right play. You kind of have to play a bit more defensively, which they did a few rounds. Yeah. And they tried to, but ultimately we're seeing quite a few fast plays. It just wasn't really working. Yeah, it just didn't really go in their favor. I mean, we saw early on, the aggression did work. That Shower's aggression, as you were saying, on the defense side was great. Yeah. You swap to the attack side, Stenny's falling first every single round, back to back in the same position, and you wonder, when's the change going to come through? Yeah, definitely. And when you're having that composition where you have that Sky rather than that second duelist, you Sky can be used as a duelist, so to say, but in terms of you have lost your duelist then, and you've not really got much to back it up after that. Yeah, 100%. But, I mean, this is only the first game of the day. I mean, there are 9 group stage games we will be covering. So there's a lot more games to go. And, I mean, for WUKA, it's great. You've played against a seed which is 10 seeds higher than you. Exactly. And you've kept it pretty close for the most part. As it got to that second half, it kind of swung the other way. But you've managed to do that early. And for Lost Puppies, a bit of a shaky start maybe, but you've managed to recover well. Yeah, definitely. Like you say, so going into the next few games, if they're meeting seeds are a little bit lower, more towards that, they're going to be shining. I do believe seed 4 is the second highest seed in their group. So they've just played the second highest seed in their group and kept it that close. Yeah. You've now only got one team that's better than the team you've just played to deal with. Yeah. And the rest, I mean, I would say you have a very strong fighting chance against them. Yeah, definitely. And I do. And it's always, especially this team in particular, they are always the loudest ones here.
Yeah.
And it's really fun because like they're seed 14, but who cares? They genuinely they are just screaming, and you can hear it after every round.
Yeah, I mean, it's the energy you want to see as
Yeah.
well. You know, if you're one of these teams that's kind of come along as a stack, you know, you've played here before, you know how it goes down.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you know that you just want to try and get this done early. You know, get the shouts going. Maybe don't shout too much. I know that JWB for sure has definitely lost his voice during one of these events before. And if you manage to get through to those playoffs and you don't have a voice to be able to communicate to your teammates,
Well,
not ideal.
I remember one time it was worse because he was spectating
Yeah.
and didn't have to play.
And
So
still-
it was just, and still lost
Yeah.
his voice. Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. But
Yeah, I feel like from Lost Puppies side, though, like, I mean, you've got a lot more chill players. I feel like
they
Chazza,
are
you know,
a lot
Chazza
more
just
chill.
lets the game speak.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
I don't need to be yelling. I'll just let,
He'll
you know,
just-
my shots speak for me.
Exactly. And these guys, like you say, it's a lot more chill, but a lot more controlled.
Yeah.
And we're seeing them, like, you know, these guys are very strong players. They had a lot more, like, time in the higher leagues. We're seeing a lot of tier 2 players, you know, at that VCL kind of level
Yeah.
compared to the other side. So, like, it makes sense.
Yeah, and also getting that experience at that higher level means that, you know, when you do play these games, like, yes, it's a different level than maybe you're used to. You're
Yeah.
playing these lower tier teams, but at the end of the day, you've got that, you know, that drilled in just like practice of you've been playing together for ages. You know not to overcommit. You don't overextend as much. You don't just kind of run fully off of momentum. And when you're down, you can get yourself back into these.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, going into these next few games, I mean, who's the main contestants that we're looking at this
I
LAN?
mean, if we're looking across the board, I mean, we've got some. I would say there's at least a guarantee. I'd say there's like a top 4/6 that are all strong teams.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got teams like Control who've got like a crazy roster. I
Yeah.
mean, picking up some previous winners of this event,
Yep.
some insane players. You've also got teams like TSE, which have been
Who
proven
just-
here as
yeah.
well. And you've got some of these stacks where it's like you've got a lot of players from a team and then you bring in an extra player from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're like, oh, actually, this could work really well.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot more orgs as well.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot, you know, like you say, we've got TSE, we've got Control, Coalesce, Lost Puppies. There's a lot of orgs who are here, like, and
Marine Region as well.
Marine Region, and it's all the staff members. And seeing all these people coming in, and like, the crowd is packed. Like,
Yeah.
all the roads, like, very hard to get through. Kind of all the orgs are kind of sitting together closer to this side of the stage, so it works really, really well.
Yeah, I mean, it means they also have that kind of community sense. You know, after a crushing loss or something like that, you've got those extra support players around them that can go, "Don't worry, guys. You know,
Yeah.
you guys still played really well.
Yeah.
Let's put that map behind us and let's keep going." Whereas if you're a 5, you know, you can have a bit of those. You know, players getting annoyed at each other, but having that extra player kind of looking over that coach position means that you have the player to, you know, go let's hit the mental reset and let's go into next. Let's not think about what just happened.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, so we've got 8 rounds, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
8 rounds
so
left.
9
9 rounds total.
including
Yes.
playoffs. But yeah, no, it is going to be some good games. I'm assuming, you know, Lost Puppies are going to do well in that group.
Yeah, I mean, it would be surprising to see Lost Puppies not make
I mean,
it.
seed 4. I mean, seeding's done for a reason, right?
Yeah, I mean,
um,
Lost Puppies on paper is one of the definite stronger rosters. I'd expect to see them making that playoffs with no question. I mean, finals, maybe. We'll have to see. I think it depends how these players play, you know, at this event, how long it takes for them to fully settle in. But I think they are a possible contender.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, sorry, I missed my voice now.
Not this early already.
I know. We're only one game into the weekend, and I'm already losing my voice.
But yeah, I mean, there's also other teams to look at. Like, I mean, there's been loads of other games happening whilst we've been on air. Like, you know, everyone's playing their first games. Usually there's a sweep within there somewhere. I remember last LAN, I believe we started with like a 13-0, and it was like, but then, you know, you're like, this is not a great start for these teams. But then there's a lot of bigger seeding differences in these earlier games. The later you get into the tournament, the closer the games get. You know, you get through to the BO3s, and you suddenly got like, you know, seed 2 against seed 4, or seed 3 and 1, and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And that's where it really starts to be the proper competition.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, it's hard. I think we have. Yeah, I don't know. Like, the thing with group stages, right? You want to see these kinds of games because, like, you want to. There's so many different teams here, like who, like even the seedings, like okay, you have seeds 1 through 17, right? Even that bottom half, you have like a really like some really good players still,
Yeah.
and some really good teams. And if they're matching, it's hard because like when you see them matching against like a really high seed, it doesn't really show off their potential skill. But like when they're playing a bit more like evenly matched, those games are really, really good. So I'm really glad that we can kind of see these other teams in these group stages as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're covering, luckily, a lot of teams. There's, a lot of games to be covered, a lot of rounds in this group stage. And I mean, with these 9 games, it's kind of one where you have a lot more on the group stage. It's not like you play 4 games and that's it. You get to play a lot more. You get that time to warm up. And the whole of today is going to be those group stage games, except towards the end, of course.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, I do believe that we are able to throw to a quick little break.
Yeah. I mean, don't go anywhere.
We've got a lot of games today.
Yeah.
So...
yeah, we'll be back soon with some more games. Go grab a drink, go grab a snack.
I'm going to go grab a drink real quick.
Yeah, come back and then watch some great games, and we'll be back soon with hopefully another great game.
Yeah. See you then.